Promise and Hope in American Public Schools by Shelby Robinson. What is the purpose of education? We want students to not only feel prepared to go into the workforce, but I think it has a deeper meaning behind that. The purpose of education should focus more on building a well-rounded citizen, looking at the social, academic, cultural, and intellectual development so we can have more critical thinkers in our society. Our students are the future of our country. In Ressinger's article, public education is an important part of the education system in the United States. Since students are the future, the Department of Education is willing to take a positive approach to help students in schools. In school, it gives students multiple opportunities to learn, not only to learn valuable information such as our government or other parts of the curriculum, but students learn the meaning of what it means to be a good citizen, and I think that's equally as valuable. Race and other social categories. Here in the United States, we have a blend of mixed cultures and races. I think that's what makes our nation so great is that everyone is different. However, when you have students from across all cultures in your classroom, others may perceive that as a negative. Sometimes it may be something we can't see as easily. This is where the other social categories fall into place. People may judge you based on your race, gender, religion, disability, sexual orientation, social class, ethnicity, and language. As a teacher, I love that my class, my school, and my community is so diverse. I try really hard to not show favoritism or bias and to treat all of my students equally so that no student feels they receive special treatment or that they are always in trouble. I try to remain consistent, and that's a conscious effort I have to make in my classroom. What I find to be difficult is talking about race with my students, specifically because I've watched the doll study video and it shows that white students prefer white and black students prefer black, and what they associate good and bad. But I want to know is where did these students learn this? Do students come to school already with predispositions about another race, another social class? This is something that needs to be addressed. Class, power, and privilege. In my school and community, I would say that class, power, and privilege are all evident. Growing up, there was high expectations for me because of my mom's career and increasing success at Memorial Hermann Hospital. All of her employees knew me, including her boss. I had high expectations to live up to because of who my mom was. Now that I'm in the classroom, I can see a divide of socioeconomic status between our three classes in our grade level. We have bilingual, mainstream ESL, and two-way dual language. The two-way dual language program is special because we are one of three schools in our district that have it, and it's a lottery. A lot of the parents that have students in that program are from middle to upper class and are a lot more invested in their child's education. Compared to my classroom, which is mainstream ESL, these students come from lower to middle class families. I have kids that wear the same shirt 4 days out of the week, and anytime we have a class party, I usually buy most of the items because my students can't afford to go spend money on cupcakes. In the slideshow presentation, something that really resonated with me was poverty is relative, so is wealth. What this means to me is how do you internalize poverty? Based on my salary, I would consider myself poor if I lived in a bigger city because of living costs, but here I can spend my money on living and do things I enjoy. It's also relative because it depends on the person. Teacher beliefs and expectations. As a teacher, you have to cultivate a climate that is not only warm and inviting to your students, but as an educator, it's your job to implement rigorous curriculum with students' interests in mind. As part of this process, teachers should be evaluating their work and assessing what needs to be changed to receive better outcomes.